You have walked into a room you have never entered, and you know it, not thought it, known it. The walls, the layout, the way the light falls. Completely familiar, except it isn't. You have never been here, and you are certain of that too. Both things are true at once. This is déjà vu, and for more than a century we have told ourselves the same story about it. A glitch, a misfire. Your memory tripping over itself, manufacturing recognition where there should be none. That story is comforting. If it is a glitch, it means nothing. Random noise from a flawed machine. That story is wrong, and the evidence that demolished it came from a place that does not exist. One built deliberately to make people feel like they were losing their minds. Her name is Cleary. She works at Colorado State University, and in 2012 she published research in the journal Consciousness and Cognition that changed how we understand this. She built a village, not a real one, using the engine from the video game The Sims. She created 128 virtual environments. She called the place Déjà Ville. The trick was in the pairs. Every environment had a partner that looked completely different. A museum with marble floors and stone columns, a courtyard with benches and planters, a library, a park. Nothing about them matched, except one thing: the spatial layout, the geometry underneath. Where the museum had a statue at its center, the courtyard had a potted plant in exactly the same spot. Same distances, same angles, the same invisible map beneath two completely different places. Participants put on a headset and explored. They walked through the spaces, they got to know them. Then they were shown new environments. And when a new environment shared its layout with one they had already visited, different objects, different colors, different context entirely, déjà vu reports went up. They felt it. That sense of knowing, that sense of wrongness. And they felt it because Cleary had engineered a situation where they could not consciously recall the original. The point is not subtle. This is not a mystical experience. It can be manufactured, deliberately in a laboratory, by swapping out the furniture and keeping the shape. And that reveals something about how you actually work. The participants rated scenes as more familiar when those scenes resembled earlier scenes they could not recall. That phrase matters. No conscious access to the original. No trace they could point to. Something in them registered the match anyway. Your brain stores something deeper than what you think of as memory. It stores the configuration of a space, the geometry, the relative positions of things, separately from the contents, separately from what is actually in the room. Which is why déjà vu so often strikes somewhere completely unremarkable. A waiting room, a corridor, a cafe. You have never been there, but you have been somewhere shaped exactly like it, and you cannot remember where. You feel the echo of that shape, and because you cannot source it, the two sensations collide, familiar and impossible at the same time. So there is a system running that you cannot see, comparing geometry across your entire history, and surfacing results only when a match is strong enough to feel like knowing. But there is something further, and this is where it inverts. Josephine Urquhart, Magali Sivakumaran, Jennifer McFarlane, and Akira O'Connor work at the University of St. Andrews. In 2021, they published research in the journal Memory that reverses the whole picture. They put people inside an fMRI scanner and induced déjà vu deliberately. While participants reported that uncanny knowing, the researchers watched their brains. Here is the crucial part. The regions that activated were not memory regions. They were frontal midline and parietal areas, the ones associated with conflict detection and resolution. Your brain was not straining to remember something. It was detecting a disagreement and pushing it to the surface. That is the reversal. Déjà vu is not your memory failing. It is your memory systems working and disagreeing. One system says familiar. It has found the spatial match. It has caught the geometry echoing something in your past, and it is triggering recognition. The other says this cannot be, there is no accessible source. This should not feel known. Déjà vu is the sound of that argument reaching consciousness, which makes it not a fault, it makes it a fact check. Think about what that means. There is a process running all day that you have never once noticed. Every face you see is checked, the configuration of the features compared against thousands of stored arrangements. Every room you walk into, every voice, every route home, it runs constantly, and it is almost always silent, because it almost always agrees with itself. Then occasionally it does not. The shape matches, but the source is gone. Two systems look at the same input and return two different answers. And that disagreement is loud enough that you feel it. When it reaches you, it feels uncanny, impossible, like a crack in reality. It is the opposite. It is your own mind catching an error and flagging it, telling you that something about this match does not add up, so that you can look at it consciously. You are not glimpsing a past life. You are not seeing a fault in the machine. You are hearing your brain fact check itself in real time, and it is right.